of Pozorja Beach was buried. The Ministry of the Environment of Ecuador reported this Thursday that humpback whale was buried, which had gotten stranded on a beach on the southwestern coast of the country. The whale was about 10 meters long. It had been seen on a beach in the Pozorja area in the coastal province of Guayas. The delegate of the minister in Pozorja said that due to the advanced state of decomposition, the cetacean necropsy has not been practiced, although the recognition and disposition of the individually had been carried out according to the protocol established by the Minister of the Environment. In the same way, he pointed out to the wall stranding usually occur to diseases or injuries of cetaceans, which have been known as natural ecological process. In May-June in Ecuador, the jam-packed whale watching season usually opens which during the dry season in the Equatorial Pacific, arrive from Antarctica, especially for calving or mating. A new species of frog in Ecuador is named Led Zeppelin. Ecuadorian researchers has found and named a new species of land Frogas pristimantis Led Zeppelin, located in Cordillera del Condor, in honor of the mythical British rock band Led Zeppelin. The research was developed by a team from the San Francisco de Quito University in collaboration with the National Biodiversity Institute, and also was developed in the communicate Rio Blanco in the Ecuadorian Andean system. The researchers say that the land frogs of the genus Pristimantis were an extremely diverse group of vertebrates that currently comprise 569 known species. Only the last 2 years, 28 species of this genus have been described in Ecuador, of which 14 are from the southern Andes, a region that has proven to be one of the most diverse in small vertebrates. Two new species of fish are discovered in the Galapagos and the intertropical Pacific. Ecuadorian, Mexican, and American researchers have described the discovery of two new species of fish in the Galapagos archipelago and the intertropical Pacific, which could shed light on the biological connection provided the Coco Galapagos Marine Mountain Range. The researchers told us that the investigation have revealed the presence of a complex of species of less three distinctive lineages among the population of this family of fish that inhabit the intertropical Pacific. The head of the national park said that the fragmentation of marine specificity that they have in Galapagos allowed them to diversify and confirmed that Misotremus interruptus had generated a new species. And also he clarified that the difference between the new and the recently described was in the position of the dorsal and ventral fins, and that the new one had a flattened head.
International news. TTS informs. Israel and United States incremented military cooperation. This was mentioned by General Aviv Kohavi, head of Israel Army. This Wednesday, the head of the Israel Army, General Aviv Kohavi, described as a precedent the cooperations with the United States against Iran, accused by Israel of seeking to equip itself with the atomic weapons. Israel, considered the only nuclear power in Middle East, strongly opposed the Iranian nuclear agreement reached in 2015 between Israel and great power. He said believes the deal may lead Iran to develop nuclear weapons and threaten their existence. U.S. President Joe Biden said they wants to return to the agreement, which is expected to fund the Iran nuclear program, and from which Donald Trump administration extended in 2018, resisting sanctions restrictions against Iran. It reports Iran, which then is spilling and seeking to equip it with a nuclear weapon, received to make its commitments under agreement. Negotiations involved with China, Germany, France, Russia, and Iran have been held Vienna in reverse, which will go ahead in a United States back to the pact. National news. In TTS, Ecuador will receive 6 million doses of Sinovac vaccines in July. Chinese Ambassador Chen Guoyu announced to President Guillermo Lasso the agreement reached between Sinovac and the Ministry of Health. The Ecuador Ministry of Public Health (MSP) and China's pharmaceutical company Sinovac reached an agreement to supply 6 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines before the end of July. The confirmation of the agreement was communicated to President Guillermo Lasso to Friday, June 25, by the Chinese ambassador to Ecuador, Chan Guoyun, through a letter that was shared with the media. The Chinese ambassador began text wishing in the Ecuador president a speedy recovery after the surgery he underwent on June 20, Miami, United States. He also announced that the MSP required an additional million doses on Sinovac. They also said that they are committed that this will happen according to their chart to support the vaccination plan and the wonderful incorrect cancer prediction line, and as a Coscory that lab can only deliver the same amount in July, said the Chinese diplomat. Welcome to the most complete platform where information of national and international stature with Karina Yuguna. This is TTS, Time to See News, national and international policy news. Welcome back to TTS, and these are today's headlines. Four-day work week in Japan, a strategy to boost economic and reduce stress. This measure seeks to increment to better and improving family life. Politicians are now hoping to combine management, the flexing working hours, telecommuting, increment new working, and many others advances can be beneficial. If the statute ever after the health crisis is over. In this campaign, Chairman, the Japan's government said that with four-day work week, companies will be able to retain experienced staff, and also said that they work other will have leave if they want to smart family or carry older revenues. He also said that he will encourage more people to obtain additional education, qualification, and ever to do secondary jobs in addition to their regular employment. It's also important authorities hope that one more day a week will encourage people to go on spend, there are both sides economics. He said that he hopes your people will have more to meet, marry, and have children, which will have solved the problem of low birth rates and aged populations. The government said that it is anxious for the change in attitudes to the health in Japan's company. He told it Martin Schwartz, Chief Politics Economics, Global Market Intelligence and
My name is Luis, and the team will present the most exciting news in the sport fields. To open the sports, Harpas had been racing through the Tour de France. Van der Poel would be the new leader. The second stage of the Tour de France maintained at the level of the month with which this 108th edition of the competition started. Dutch Mathieu van der Poel had been took first place and rose to lead overall. But the news for Ecuadorians: Damian Diaz tested positive for COVID-19 and he wouldn't play against Brazil for the Copa America. The Ecuadorian team will not have Damian Diaz for the game on the June 27th against Brazil for the Copa America. The 35 years old attacker had been tested positive for COVID-19. Finally, to close the export segment, a good news for the fans of the Liga de Quito. Liga de Quito had won the two times championship of the Ecuador Super Cup after beating Barcelona 1-0 the June 26th at the Banco de Guayaquil Stadium. Thank you for choosing news. I'm Luis, presenter of TT News, and this was the sports section. Wait for you next week at the same time.
Hello, good afternoon, Ecuador. It's Samantha in the celebrity news. We are going to talk about all that news that have us intrigued. Let's start with the morning show on TBC, TC television, Saboreando la Mañana. Ursula Strait, the television presenter and actress, rejects the proposal to change the channel since she will continue to give the news in RTS. That is well turned. She said, "One must do what his heart says and stay where the soul smiles." Do you think she did the right thing? In the second part, we already talked about this, but that's something that is all dividing. As you already know, J-Lo and Ben Affleck are dating again. However, it's rumored that Alex Rodriguez thought that he could go back with J-Lo again. He said, "When that happened, I wanted to fix the things. And I still believe that J-Lo and I will return. But now I have said that it's over." In an interview in front the Entertainment Tonight show, Jennifer and Alex assured that they are still in touch, like they are friends, and they all also are partners because they have several business together. And the last news is that on July 9, the first Marvel movie will release after the stoppage by the coronavirus. This will be the last movie in which Scarlett Johansson plays Black Widow paper. She said that this role made her intriguing and adorable, and it felt a mark on her heart. And this last movie will be with all the buds and have many doors open. Well, that is all for this day. Have a nice day, use mouth covers, and do not miss for more news tomorrow. Thank you.